Get ready to guess who Gamal Abdel Nasser was, where Lindy's restaurant is located, and when Revenge of the Creature debuted. If you can guess, you'll win on Guess What? And now, here he is, the star of our show, Robin Ward.
Oh, you're so good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Oh, you warm me up. You really do. Nice to see you. Welcome to Guess What? As our name implies, it's a show where a good guess is worth a wealth of information. But sometimes people actually know something on the show. It's incredible. Always amazes me when they actually know an answer. A lot of guesswork goes on, and we hope that you at home and you in our studio will play along with our family teams, one of whom is here for game number 3. And right now, Nick Hollerite's going to introduce those teams to you.
All right, Robin, here's our champions of family that have won 2 games. Meet the Barbers.
Hi, welcome
Hi, Rob.
back. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Good, very well.
Glad to be back. Hope we can keep this winning streak going.
Yeah, you're doing very well. Now, you answered, you came up with some terrific answers.
I got a few
and you got
lucky
a
ones
few.
there.
Were they lucky, or did you know some
I
of
know
the
a few of
answers?
them, and I was lucky on a few. You know.
Yeah, I'm embarking on a survey program to
Yeah.
see who knows things as opposed to who guesses
Yeah.
things, and I'm trying to figure out. So you,
Well, I got about half.
you got about half.
Yeah.
You guessed half.
Yeah.
How did you
Yeah.
do at school on those multiple choice questions? And
Half
fair?
of them are guesses.
Half of them are guesses. Okay. It's good to have you back on Guess What, Douglas. Welcome back, sir. Nice
Yes,
to see you.
I'm just wondering what magic you got here, because I come up the highway and I know so much, and then I stand here and all of a sudden I know nothing.
I know.
I don't know
isn't
what
it
happens.
Funny? Isn't it interesting? You're looking very smart today in your banker's blue, may I say?
Thank you.
Good. I wish you
Thank
the very best of luck on our show. Game 3 for you. Maybe you're on the way to that grand prize.
We needed the luck round.
All the
Thank you.
best. No, I don't think that's true. Brian, welcome back.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Brian Downey. I guess you can tell my favorite show from before was Fiddler on the Roof.
Right, yes.
And in my spare time, I'm on 3 hockey teams. Enjoy playing card games, board games.
You're on 3 hockey teams. How do you
Yes.
manage that?
Well, one, I'm an alumni for the University of Toronto team. One from work, and one from the local guys.
So you played for U of T when you were there.
Yes, I did.
That's a pretty good hockey team, isn't it?
One of the best, yes.
Yeah. So you must be pretty. Do you ever consider a career in the NHL?
Oh, no.
No?
Too small for that.
Oh, really? Yeah, you value your life. Is that it?
Correct, yeah.
I wish you the very best today. Right now, let's meet the challengers, Nick, please.
All right, Robin, here's a family that has trouble recognizing their own car. So check your keys and meet the rhyme.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi,
Welcome to
Robin.
Guess What? It's good to see you.
Hi, I'm Brenda Rhyme, and I'm the owner-manager of Rhyme & Associates, which is an accounting consulting firm.
Great.
And this is my husband, Fred.
It was a nice plug you got in. It's probably worth a few bucks, but you slipped
hope
it in
so.
neatly. Obviously, you're a successful business person. Nice to have you on Guess
Thank
What?
you.
This is Fred.
Hi,
How you
Robin.
doing,
I'm Fred Rhyme. I'm a teacher
Mm-hmm.
by profession.
And you once accused somebody of breaking into your car, and what happened? What was that all about?
Well, we came out from dinner, and
Mm-hmm.
walking back to our car, I noticed that someone was getting out of my car. And I went up and grabbed him, at which moment I also happened to notice that my car was parked behind his. They were identical vehicles. I felt a little stupid.
I can imagine. And when the lawsuit came in, you must have felt even sillier, I can imagine.
No, I lucked out. I didn't get sued.
It's good to have you on Guess What? I wish
Thank
you the
you.
best today. Enjoy the game. And this is Pat. Hi, Pat. How
Hi,
are you?
Robin. I'm Pat Blom, and I'm an operations support analyst for Canada Systems Group. And I have 2 children, and Fred here's my ex-husband.
Really?
No,
Host will buy anything. I will buy anything.
he's my next husband.
I see. You're
No,
starting
actually-
already, aren't you, Pat?
Starting already, right? No, actually, I got divorced so I could come on as a family of 3.
I see. I have a feeling that we could probably go on with this for quite a while if I
Probably.
stood here doing it. I think we'll cut you off right now. You ready to play our game? Sure. I'm glad you said that. Look at our game board and let's play. Okay, our first question, and this is the first round, is worth again 60 points. Here's the question. Dame Margot Fonteyn is generally considered to be one of England's best ballet dancers and was one of the first to achieve international recognition. Here is the question. What was the name of the ballet dancer who formed a partnership with Dame Fonteyn in 1962? Was it Rudolf Nureyev? Was it Vaslav Nijinsky, Eric Brun, Mikhail Baryshnikov, Peter Martins, or Marty Allen? Formed a very well-known and beautiful partnership with this person in 1962. Dame Margot Fonteyn did. 60 points. We start with our champs and Brian.
Vaslav Nijinsky.
That is incorrect. Down to 50 points. Over to Brenda.
Rudolf Nureyev.
That is correct for 50 points, in fact. Yeah, indeed, Margot Fonteyn and one of the greatest dancers in the world, Nureyev, danced in such ballets as Giselle, Swan Lake, and Les Sylphides, and were very successful partnership in dance. As a matter of fact, I read recently that Margot Fonteyn is coming back to do a non-dancing role with the Royal Ballet or something. She's in her 60s now and is obviously, I think she's retired in South America or something. Panama, is it? Okay, good answer. Straight to the second question. Again, it's worth 60 points. Sports question. Sandy Hawley is a famous Canadian athlete who has received the Order of Canada and has won the Lou Marsh Trophy twice. Which one of the following sports does Sandy Hawley compete so well in? In the sport of hockey, in sailing, auto racing, swimming, horse racing, or skiing? 60 points. We start with Douglas.
Racing.
That is correct, Douglas, for 60 points. Yeah, in 1973, Sandy Hawley surpassed Willie Shoemaker's 1953 record of 485 victories when he won 515 races. An amazing achievement. Excellent jockey. Good answer on that. Very close game as we come to the first team effort. Raise those flaps, if you would. And take a look over here at the monitor. Now, you're looking at a photo here of Sam Phillips, the first man ever to record Elvis Presley, B.B. King, Little Junior Parker, and Walter Horton. The question is, what was the name of Sam Phillips' record company? Was it A, Roulette Records, B, Coral Records, C, Hull Records, or D, Sun Records? You have 5 seconds to think about that. And time is up. Brian, what is your answer?
I said B, Coral.
You think Coral Records, Douglas?
I say D, Sun.
And Brian?
D, Sun.
Okay, let's see how the rhymes voted. Brenda?
B, Coral.
And Fred?
B. Coral.
And Pat?
D, Sun.
All right, let's find out right now the name of Sam Phillips Record Company. The answer is D, Sun Records, in fact. Okay, nice going for our champs. 2 correct answers. Douglas and Brian put 50 points on the board. Pat had it right over on the rhyme side. She puts 20 points on the board. At the end of our first round, our champions have moved ahead with 110 points, but close behind are our challengers, the rhymes. And right now, I'm going to have myself a little tea break, courtesy of our lovely ladies in the switchboard. Thank you so much, and we'll be back after this. Thank you very much. You know, any team winning 7 games on our show wins our grand prize. And here's Nick to tell you just what that prize is.
It's a trip to Greece from Olympic Airways and Apirotiki Cruises. 3 will fly out of Toronto to cruise to the beautiful islands of Greece. Compliments of Olympic Airways and Apirotiki Cruises. A trip worth $10,000.
Okay, round 2 is upon us. As I said before we went to commercial, fairly close game. Our champions at the moment have 110 points thanks to a timely answer by Douglas and Brian on that last team effort question. Close behind, though, are the rhymes, our challengers with 70 points. And here's the first question in this second round, worth again 60 points. Nickel silver is an alloy of copper, nickel, and zinc. Nickel silver is harder than silver and polishes well, but tarnishes easily. What is another name for nickel silver? Is it platinum, German silver, bronze, fool's gold, palladium, or wooden nickel? Another name for nickel silver. And for 60 points, we start with our challengers and Fred.
German silver.
That is correct for 60 points. Good answer. I didn't know it. Did you know that? That was a
lucky
guess.
guess.
Wonderful guess. Wonderful guess. Okay, straight to the second question. Again, worth 60 points. What did archaeologist Howard Carter discover in 1922? The Dead Sea Scrolls, the city of Troy, the Great Sphinx, the Rosetta Stone, the city of Knossos, or King Tut's tomb? What did Howard Carter discover in 1922? 60 points, we start with Brian, number 2.
Would that be the Dead Sea Scrolls?
It would not be. Down to 50 points and over to Pat.
King Tut's tomb.
That is correct, 50 points. Yeah, it was one of the major archaeological finds of all time, but recently I know they've discovered another tomb adjacent to King Tut's tomb in Egypt, I believe. It was in the papers just a few weeks ago. Truly, I don't know what I think it was, honestly, I know this sounds funny, but I think it was King Tut's accountant's tomb. I swear. They found a lot of receipts. They found a lot of receipts on carved in stone, and it was, I'm telling the truth. Okay, let's go to an audio question. Nick doesn't believe me. Nobody believes me. I have no credibility. Okay, let's go to an audio question. This is worth 60 points. We'd like you to listen to this toe-tapping piece of music. That, of course, was the famous Beach Boys singing Surfin' USA. Now, the Beach Boys are most famous, of course, for their songs about surfing, including their first release, Surfin', followed by Surfin' Safari. In fact, only one of the Beach Boys was really a surfer. Was he Carl Wilson, Brian Wilson, Dennis Wilson, Al Jardine, Mike Love, or Bruce Johnston? Which of the Beach Boys was in reality a surfer? The rest were kind of fakes. 60 points. We start with Brenda.
Brian Wilson?
That is incorrect. He was the musical brains of the outfit and the creator, but he wasn't a surfer, apparently. Too busy making the music. Down to 50 points, over to Douglas.
Bruce Johnson.
It was not him either. Douglas, down to 40 points, and over to Fred.
Dennis Wilson.
That is correct for 40 points. Yeah, another rock and roll star who's quite a good surfer, apparently, is Bruce Springsteen. I don't know where he surfs. I guess they surf off New Jersey or something. Okay, let's go to a team effort question. Raise those flaps if you would, please, and keep your answers confidential. And take a look over here at the monitor. Now, you're looking at a photograph of a platypus. They're often called duckbills because of their broad, flat snout. The platypus is one of two mammals that lays eggs. What is the name of the other mammal that also lays eggs? A, the echidna, B, the opossum, C, the wombat, or D, the dingo? You have 5 seconds to think about that. Time is up. Brian, what is your answer?
I'll try D, dingo.
You think the dingo, and Douglas?
C, wombat.
And Brian.
Hey, Chinda.
His family disagreed on this. Let's see how the rhymes voted. Brenda?
C, wombat?
And Fred?
A, echidna.
And Pat?
B, opossum.
Again, wide disagreement here. Let's find out right now the name of the other mammal that also lays eggs. The answer is A, the echidna, in fact. So, good, yes. Okay, Brian, number 2, had it correct, so he puts 20 points on the board for our champions. Fred had it right over on our challenger side. He puts 20 points on the board. At the end of our second round, an excellent round for our challengers. Our champs have 130 points, our challengers 240 points, and round 3 is coming up right after these words. Thank you very much. If you at home would like to join us on Guess What as a contestant or as a member of our studio audience, just write to us. And here's Nick with our address.
All right, Robin, if you plan to be in Toronto and would like to be a part of Guess What in the audience or as a player, please write Guess What, Box 9, Station O, Toronto, Ontario, M4A 2M9.
And some members of our studio audience might win some of our door prizes. Here's Nick to tell you what those prizes are.
Some members of our studio audience may receive prizes furnished from Added Touch Cake Mix. There's lots of moist, delicious flavors to choose from, but only one kind of quality. The best. Added Touch, your best value. And our consolation winners will receive the classics from Conair, the fashionable hair dryer and curling iron that will shape your hair the way you want it. Use the classics from Conair.
Thank you very much. Okay, we are back, and the final round is here. And at the moment, our champions are in a bit of trouble. They're trying for Game 3, and they're trailing by, at the moment, 110 points. Not a huge lapse, but a little bit of one. The final round is here, as I said, and the first question worth 60 points. Here it is. In 1952, Gamal Abdel Nasser led a successful revolt against King Farouk and established a new republic. Which one of the following countries did Nasser take over in 52? Was it Saudi Arabia, Iran, Libya, Iraq, Egypt, or Syria? And for 60 points, we start with Brian, number 2.
Iraq.
That is incorrect. Down to 50 points and over to Brenda. Egypt is correct for 50 points. Okay, good answer. Let's go straight to the next question, kind of an obscure showbiz question. It's worth, once again, 60 points. Here it is. Which one of the following actors made their film debut in the fantastic horror picture Revenge of the Creature in 1955? Was that Omar Sharif, Laurence Olivier, George Peppard, Michael Caine, Brian Keith, or Clint Eastwood? This particular actor made their film debut in Revenge of the Creature, memorable film from 55. Down to 60 points, over to Brian, number 1.
George Peppard?
That is incorrect, Brian. Down to 50 points, over to Brenda.
Clint Eastwood.
That is correct for 50 points. You're on a roll, Brenda. I must say, you're just zinging them in there like crazy. You just put 100 points on the board without even blinking and increasing your lead to 210 points. So, champs, you got to do some deft catching up here. Maybe you can do it with this next question, a biblical question. Here it is. According to the New Testament, what was Beelzebub the prince of? The prince of Mecca, the prince of Syria, prince of soldiers, of demons, of slaves, or prince of Jerusalem? What was Beelzebub the prince of, according to the New Testament? 60 points, we start with Douglas.
Soldiers.
That is incorrect, Douglas. Down to 50 points, over to Fred.
Demons.
Demons is correct for 50 points. Okay, we've reached the final plateau in this round and in this game, in fact. And in this particular question, which is a team effort, so flaps up, the point values triple. So you could add 300 points to your score. And Barbers, our champions, are trying for game 3, and they're in a bit of trouble. They're quite a bit behind. But if they do very well in this question, they could still win the game, assuming that the Rhymes do very badly on this question. Here is the final question here. In the 1975-76 situation comedy Welcome Back, Kotter, what was the name of Gabe Kotter's wife, who was played by Marcia Strassman? Was his wife named A, Jenny, B, Jeannie, C, Janie, or D, Julie? You have 5 seconds. Time is up. Brian, number 1, what is your answer?
D, Julie.
You think Julie and Douglas?
B, Jeannie.
And Brian?
D, Julie.
All right, let's see how the Rhymes voted. Brenda?
D, Julie.
And Fred?
A, Jenny.
And Pat?
D, Julie.
Let's find out right now the name of his wife. The answer is D, Julie. Our new champions, therefore, are the Rhymes family with 590 points. Congratulations. Okay, congratulations to our new champions. A terrific victory today. You played superbly against some very tough champions. And let's find out from Nick what you've won. Nick, please.
You've just won a telescope from Bushnell. Introduce your family and friends to a whole new world from long distances. It comes with a tripod. Look through the best. Bushnell. And a selection of products from Seb, featuring the super compact cooker and super safety fryer for convenience and safety with quality and versatility, all from Seb.
Okay, congratulations once again to our departing champions, the Barbers, who played very well, who won 2 games, who won bonus prizes, who won many cash and many prizes. It's been a great pleasure having you on our show, and continued success. Brian and Douglas, thanks very much for being with us on Guess What. And to our new champions, we'll be playing for cash and a bonus prize on our bonus round. That's coming up after these words. Okay, we are back, and I'm just chatting to our new champions, the Rhymes, who had a very convincing victory, won by quite a few points, and of course, Brenda was just going like great guns there and answering just bang, bang, bang. This is you obviously have a great deal of knowledge about a great many subjects.
No, I'm just very lucky.
Yeah? Well, you're very modest, too. Just trying to sort out, too, who's married to whom here. I tend to forget sometimes. And with Pat confused me at the beginning of the show by saying that she used to be married or was going to be married to Fred. But she mercifully hasn't pursued that line of thought and tried to confuse the host. So you ready to play our bonus round?
Yes.
Good, I'm glad you said that. And before we get into that round, let's find out from Nick Hollenrake what that big bonus prize is today. Nick, standing by.
You could win this lovely Tilly briefcase. A rich color contrast provides understated elegance, crafted in the finest English goat skin. Only the best from Tilly.
Okay, here we go into our bonus round, and I don't know if you know how it works here, but the first bonus question is worth $50, and if you're successful, you go on to the second stage, again worth $50. If you're successful there, you go on to the final stage, which is for the big bonus prize. In this first question, we put 4 answers on the board, and you get 1 guess each, of course. Here is the first question. The Newfoundland Sports Hall of Fame is located in St. John's, Newfoundland. Which one of the following people would you not find in the Newfoundland Sports Hall of Fame? Gus Echegaray, Nick Wall, Porky Andrews, or Shotty Rogers? Which of these people would you not find in the Newfoundland Sports Hall of Fame? And $50 we start with Brenda.
Nick Wall.
No, Nick Wall is a jockey, and he is in the Sports Hall of Fame in Newfoundland, so that is incorrect. Over to Fred.
Gus Echegaray, is it?
Gus Echegaray was a soccer player born in 1924 in St. Lawrence, Newfoundland, so he is there, very much there, so that is incorrect. Pat, this $50 and the bonus is all up to you.
Oh, dear. Okay, I'll I'll say Porky Andrews.
That is correct for $50. He is a basketball player, played for the national team 1935, 1946, and apparently is not in the Newfoundland Hall of Fame, mainly because he's from British Columbia. So he's in the British Columbia Sports Hall of Fame, as a matter of fact. So good answer on that. You've reached the final plateau. You've won $100 on our bonus round, and now we're going for the biggie. This is for the bonus prize itself. But this time, we put 6 answers up here, and once again, of course, you get 1 guess each. Here is the final question. $50. Oh, this is for another $50? Yeah. Fine. No need to get testy. Doing the best I can here. Okay, this is for another $50. Here it is. At New York's famous Lindy's restaurant, dishes are named after celebrities. Which one of the following people has a grilled salami and fried egg on rye sandwich named after them? Is that Truman Capote, George Burns, Bill Cosby, Lucille Ball, or Gilda Radner has a grilled salami and fried egg on rye sandwich named after them at the famous showbiz restaurant Lindy's in New York? And for $50, we go to Fred.
Truman Capote.
Truman Capote has a fresh fruit and berry bowl with cottage cheese named after him. So that is incorrect. Over to Pat.
George Burns.
George Burns is correct for $50. Good for you. Okay, you've reached the second plateau in our bonus round, and this is finally for the bonus prize. And this time we put 6 answers up here, and you get 1 guess each. Here's the question, the final one. Which one of the following record companies has sold the most copies? No, sorry, which one of the following record albums, I rephrase that, record albums has sold the most copies? Help, Thriller, Jailhouse Rock, My Way, Sticky Fingers, or Superfly? Which of these records has sold the most? And for the bonus prize, we start with Pat.
Thriller?
Thriller's correct for the bonus prize. Congratulations. Yeah, believe it or not, Michael Jackson's Thriller, which was a couple of years ago, I think, has sold global sales of over 35 million records, which is extraordinary. I don't know what we don't have a list here of what is second and third, but Thriller is obviously the record of all time. Well, you've done it. You won the game, you've won the championship, and you've won the bonus prize. There's not much else to go for today, so we'll have to wait till our next show and see how you do then. Congratulations, new champs, and look forward to our next game. And to you in the studio audience, thanks for joining us, and hope you come back again real soon. To you at home, see you the same time next time, hopefully on Guess What? Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration from Elja Marine, products that are made from a mixture of organic extracts to cleanse and moisturize skin while leaving a fresh scent in all products. All from Elja Marine. And Mighty Drop. Now you can eliminate unpleasant odors in seconds. Mighty Drop, the quick, easy way to deodorize and freshen your home in dropper concentrated spray. Mighty Drop. And Happy Nails. Non-smear Happy Nails instantly removes nail polish while it conditions nails and cuticles with protein, lanolin, and glycerin. Happy Nails. This is Nick Hollenrake speaking for Guess What? A Glen Warren production.